J-Drone here, and this is the DM009. It has the Q6 Firefly camera underneath it, and we are bound. As you can see, there's no lights on though. This upper one, if you hold that, you can turn the lights on and off, but it's not dark out. I really have no reason to have lights on. They just consume energy, and we are lifting something, so that's going to consume more energy, so might as well turn those off. We're turning the Q6 on here, and then we are going to start it, and we are going to take this for a little flight. It is raining out. I do also have 9-mile-an-hour wind, and it's 36 degrees out, so I don't know how this is going to fare, but we're going to show you here. We are kind of covered in the rain underneath these pine trees here, and then we're going to get out into the rain here, and it has zero issues. Look left and right before you cross the road. We're not crossing the road, but I just want to make sure I wasn't coming on into any type of traffic. It lifts this Q6 amazingly. I'm really surprised how well this drone does lift this Q6. One of my friends, Dan, he sticks a scam cam underneath it, a box cam that looks like a GoPro. I'm sure it weighs less than a GoPro, and this thing lifts it. That's where I got the idea. Well, if it can lift that, it should definitely be able to lift the Q6, and as you can see, it can lift the Q6 no problems there. We're just going to go down to this area here. I'm not going off into the woods or anything, because again, it's raining. I've already stepped in a couple puddles. My feet are wet. And we're just going to give this a good fly around. This is going to be a fully charged battery flight time test. But understand, whatever time that I get here is going to be, you can add on to that. If you're flying in warmer weather, if you're flying in less wind, and you're not lifting an aftermarket camera. And you'll start to notice on my lens here, we are going to start to get some spots here because, again, it is raining. And unfortunately, that's what you get with it. And we have one spot kind of off-centered here. But you should still be able to see the drone. You should still be able to get the general gist of this flight here. I do apologize for that, but again, it's raining. And the Q6 footage on this came out really well. I think I took 3 clips out of it, and we're not going to show it in here. We will upload some of the clips direct. I did take 3 different clips. You'll see me start and stop through here, and it did really well. One time it had a little drop on it, but I guess the camera is that good that it kind of canceled out. I mean, not completely, but you were able to see it. And again, we got another drip bottom left part of the screen. And we kind of just did a little climb here to show you a little bit of the height and a little bit of the altitude that this thing can fly. Guys, if you're interested in this drone, I'm not flying it to sell it to you, but I will mention it. I do sell these drones. I have them on eBay. You could get them cheaper from me, and if you're on Drone Days on Facebook. And if you don't know what Drone Days is on Facebook, check out the link down below. It's my group that I run on Facebook, and directly I'll ship them $35 shipped all day. As many as you want, $35 shipped. I'll ship them to you all day. And again, you can't do this with a lot of drones. I had the H2O AVX out, I strapped the Q6 to it, and it barely lifted it. This is a 2-cell drone, 7.4 volt as opposed to 3.7, which the AVX is, and this is lifting it impeccably. This is not rated to be waterproof, but as you can see, it's having 0 issues. I did a little thinking with this. I figured, well, the shell's completely enclosed, and the motors, the gears for the motors and the gear for the propellers are all underneath those light covers. So this should be good. It really should be good. And as you're seeing here, it's good. I was just flying close to the ground, try to get a little bit of the eye of the Q6, showing the water that's moving and whatnot. And you can see water passing by, and we're gaining more driplets on our eye here, as you can see as well. Here's another little climb there, just trying to catch on the Q6. A little view of the town over there. And again, you could basically turn this into a spec. I really haven't done altitude testing on this. I did find my altimeter. I did charge my altimeter. I use a Jolly Logic. I think it's a Jolly Logic 2. I think it's the 2 that I use, and we will start to get into that on calmer days. I don't want to do altitude tests with wind. I don't want to do it with rain. I'd like a nice, clean, dry, stale day, so to speak. And that's when I generally do altitude tests because that's the safest for me. Guys, we're pushing the 5-minute mark. This thing's still flying, 0 issues. We're getting more rain on our screen here. Again, I apologize for that, but that's good though. If we weren't getting this rain on here, you might be able to say, hey, J Drone's a sham. It just rained and he ran outside when it's not raining, and he claims that this can fly into water. No, it's raining right now. My feet are wet. As we go back up the street, which we will in a little bit, you'll be able to see running water still. It is still raining. It's not a heavy rain, but it is definitely raining. It's more rain than a drizzle, and the drone's basically entirely wet, and we are just dropping this here so I can reset the camera, as I told you before. I do time and time and again, and the reason I do that is to save my work. Heaven forbid the SD card fills up and the file goes corrupt, then I have nothing. But right now, I know that I have video because I've stopped there already, and we are simply just trying to clean off the lens here a little bit, because it also had some spots. But like I said, it really didn't show in the video, which was pretty great, because as you can see, the one spot that I have on my lens is showing pretty good. It's like, bam, blurring out the drone a little bit right now. But throughout this entire flight, you can basically see the drone and have zero issues with it. Again, I'm trying to just make sure my lens is clean on this, so I apologize for the standby here. And we're just going to shove this back in, and we're going to tighten the strap on it. I don't have an elastic Velcro strap on this, just because they're a little bit more weight, and this is a smaller drone, so I'm just using a standard Velcro strap where you kind of just latch over and pull tight, and bam, drone's identity unknown, blurred. That's that water drop that must have been a pretty big water drop, because as you can see, the rest of the water drops are basically gone. But we're going to reset this here, and then we're going to get back into air. Q6 Firefly, if you don't know about the Q6 Firefly, I'll stand by the Q6 Firefly 300-fold. I've had it on RC cars, I've had it on a multitude of drones. This is a brush drone, and in the video you saw no jello. And obviously, if I didn't load it yet, you didn't see anything, but I saw no jello. Eventually we will load that footage, so stay tuned for that if you are looking forward to that footage. I have 3 clips, a longer one, a medium one, and a shorter one, where I stopped and started. And the controller just sitting on the ground there, it was getting pretty wet, but as you can see, that also has zero issues. Again, this is not rated as a waterproof drone. Absolutely not. Nowhere in the specifications did it say this was waterproof. But I've done enough flying and inclement weather to know what should be okay and what shouldn't be okay. Water getting on this board is a major concern. If water got on this board, the board's probably not waterproof, then it's probably going to fry the drone. But this is a hard shell drone where there's no vents. There's no vents on the top. There's no vents going down the arm. It really should be good. And with the blades continuously spinning on the top, not much water should be going down the shaft of the blade. So to actually get water inside this drone is not likely. And as I'm showing you here, we're flying good here. It's flying. We're still getting more driplets here. It's still raining. Zero issues. DM009 is also an excellent night flyer. If you don't alter the body like I've altered the body, I've painted one blue for a friend on YouTube and sold it to him, and then I've also painted one red that I have it, and we've just lost the landing gear. I guess the last landing kind of jarred it, so we're going to do a hand catch and drop throttle. The blades will stop, and we're just going to throw this back on. If you don't alter the outside of this shell, it's thin enough plastic that the lights show completely through it. And if you want to see a nighttime flight of this, I have nighttime flights of this. The whole body glows. It's real joy to fly at night, where you're not questioning your orientation at all, and you're not worried about losing. As you can see down there, the little stream that's going down the road, it's constantly moving. It's not barely moving, it's constantly moving, because again, it's raining. And we're just looking at our eye here again, and we are starting and stopping like I told you that I do constantly here. We're pushing the 9-minute mark here. All in all, I'm gonna say this probably got a 10-minute flight time, just because towards the end here you could probably subtract the stops and starts of me clearing my lens on the Q6 and whatnot, and my setup time. So for a drone to see just about a 10-minute or over flight time in this cold, in this wind, carrying an aftermarket camera that it was not rated to carry, and also flying in water, which it was not rated to fly in water, that's pretty epic. Again, $35 shipped if you're on Drone Days. If you're on eBay, check it out. I have the lowest listing. You're going to pay a little bit more. but that's because I have to deal with eBay and I have to deal with eBay charges. And because of a recent eBay scammer, the ones sold on eBay are being sold as is. Not that I'm discrediting the quality of the DM009, it's the same as this one, but they're being sold as is to cover my butt because I had a buyer scam me and say, hey, he sold me a used drone. I don't sell used DM009s. I have cases of these brand new because I like the drone and I bought a lot of them just like I did with the Alcenma. And we're blurring out Cadillacs, we're blurring out Impalas with our little water drop on the screen. But for the most part, the drone's out of that water drop, which is pretty fortunate. So you should honestly have a good gist of this. And again, this was a flight run. This is kind of a waterproof durability run. This is a Q6 lift run. This is a little altitude reach for you. This is all in all roundabout of this drone. And again, if you're on drone days, $35 shipped lower 48 USA. I'm more than happy to do for you as many as you want. If you have a store and you want to buy tons of them from me, get at me. We could work out a price. I'm actually trying to move them because maybe I'll get something different, or maybe I'll work on the Alcemas and start getting those ready for more people to get a hold of. I do a full quality check on my Alcemas. These go really quick, especially at the price that I have them at, so I don't do quality checks on these. That's why I also have them at such low price as well. Guys, I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor, click that subscribe button. If you want to know more about this drone, type into YouTube, J-Drone DM009. I have tons of videos on this. This isn't the first time I'm flying it. I've flown this drone a bunch of times. I like this drone. That's why I picked up so many of them. But we have lights that are going on here, so we're going to drop this. And guys, if you're going to fly safe. Use your brain a little bit. If it's raining outside and you have a drone with tons of vents on it, I wouldn't suggest flying in it. We had our lights off, but lights are flashing, showing low voltage. DM009 Q6, take care, guys.